discussion of the back of the forearm. Today we will discuss about the back of the forearm. Here you can see this is the muscles of the back of forearm. Inside the back of forearm, from the lateral to medial sides, here you can see this is the first muscles of the back of forearm. It is a brachioradialis. This is the lateral side. It is the brachioradialis. There are 6 compartments which divide the back of forearm. This is the most lateral muscles of the anatomical snub box. The most lateral one, it is the abductor pollicis longus, and along with it extensor pollicis brevis. It is the first compartment. The second compartment, it contains another 2 muscles. It is the muscles which are the extensor carpi radialis longus, and this one is the extensor carpi radialis brevis. It is into the second compartment. The third compartment of the muscles, here you can see this is the medial boundary of the anatomical snub box. It is the extensor pollicis longus. It is the only muscles inside the third compartment. Fourth compartment, it contains the extensor digitorum as well as the muscles which are coming from the inner aspect, from the lower aspect. It is the extensor indicis. This is the tendon of extensor digitorum. It goes into the foretendon. So in fourth compartment, extensor digitorum and extensor indicis. Into the fifth compartment, the muscles which is extensor digiti minimi, and sixth compartment, extensor carpi ulnaris. So these are the 6 compartment the muscles. Now we will discuss. Here we have not shown you the supinator. Now we will discuss about the first muscle. Here you can see this is a triangular muscles. It is the anconeus muscles which arise from the lateral epicondyle, and it is inserted over the lateral surface of the olecranon process and upper 1/4 of the posterior surface of the ulna. It is the insertion of the anconeus. So this is the first muscles. Now we will discuss about the brachioradialis. This is the brachioradialis. This brachioradialis, here you can see this brachioradialis which arises from the lateral supracondylar ridge, upper 2/3 of the lateral supracondylar ridge, and it is inserted on the base of the styloid process of the radius. Here you can see this is the posterior side on the base of the styloid process of the radius. This is the insertion of the brachioradialis muscles, and here over the soft part, here it is coming from the lateral supracondylar ridge of the humerus on the upper 2/3 part and inserted on the styloid process of the radius. Here on the base of the styloid process of the radius, it is the insertion of the brachioradialis. The another muscles, extensor carpi radialis longus. Extensor carpi radialis longus, it is name given the longus. That's why it is arise from the lower 1/3 of the lateral supracondylar ridge, and it is inserted on the base of the second metacarpal base of the second metacarpal bone. So this is the base of the second metacarpal bones. It is a extensor carpi radialis longus. So this muscle, here you can see this is the muscles which extensor carpi radialis longus, and this arises from the lower 1/3 of the lateral supracondylar ridge, and it is inserted on the base of the second metacarpal bone. Another muscle, it is the third muscle. It is the extensor carpi radialis brevis. Extensor carpi radialis brevis, it is arise from the lateral epicondyle. Here you can see this is the lateral epicondyle, and it is inserted on the base of the third metacarpal bone. So it is inserted over the base of the third metacarpal bone. The extensor digitorum, this is the extensor digitorum, tendon of the extensor digitorum, which arises from the lateral epicondyle. It is the common extensor origin, and it is inserted. It divide into the each digit. It divide into the three tendons. There is a two lateral and one intermediate or middle tendons. So middle tendon which is inserted on the base of the middle phalanx, and distal on the distal phalanx two lateral tendons which is come over the both the sides, and it is inserted on the base of the distal phalanx. So extensor digitorum, it is inserted on the middle tendon, which is each digit is divided into the three slip, and the lateral slip which is inserted on the base of the distal phalanx, and the middle slip which is inserted on the base of the middle phalanx, central slip or middle slip which is inserted on the base of the middle phalanx, and the two lateral slip united, and it is inserted on the base of the distal phalanx. So this is about to the extensor digitorum. Now the another muscles, extensor digiti minimi. This is the extensor digiti minimi. This extensor digiti minimi which arises from the lateral epicondyle, and it is inserted at the extensor expansion of the little fingers. This is the extensor expansion of the little finger on the little finger. And the last one, extensor carpi ulnaris, lateral epicondyle of the humerus, and it is inserted on the base of the fifth metacarpal bone. So this one is the base of the fifth metacarpal bones. So it arises from the lateral epicondyle of the humerus by the common extensor origin, and it is inserted on the base of the fifth metacarpal bones. So this is about to the superficial muscles of the extensor compartment. Now we will discuss about the deep muscles of the extensor compartment. The first muscle, it is the supinator. The supinator muscles which arise from the supinator crest, lateral epicondyle of the humerus. This is the lateral epicondyle of the humerus, and it arises annular ligament of the superior radioulnar joint and supinator crest of the ulna. So here you can see this is the supinator crest. Supinator crest of the ulna, and it is inserted on the lateral surface of the radius, on the upper 1/3 part of the lateral surface of the radius. It is the insertion of the supinator, and it is mainly it arises from the supinator crest. And I will show you the supinator muscles. Here you can see this is the supinator muscles, and it is inserted over the radius. This is the insertion, and it is arises from the ulnar crest. The another muscles, it is the abductor pollicis longus. Abductor pollicis longus. This is the abductor pollicis longus. This abductor pollicis longus, which arises from the posterior surface of the shaft of the radius and ulna. Here you can see this is the posterior surface of the shaft of the radius and ulna. This is the posterior surface of the shaft of radius and ulna, and it is inserted on the lateral side of the base of the proximal phalanx. So it is inserted on the base of the first proximal phalanx. It is an insertion of the lateral side of the base of the first metacarpal bone. So this is the first metacarpal bone. It is the insertion on the base of the first metacarpal bone. It is the insertion of the abductor pollicis longus. The extensor pollicis brevis, which is the smaller muscle along with the abductor pollicis longus, it is the extensor pollicis brevis. This extensor pollicis brevis, which is arises from the posterior surface of the shaft of the radius. This is the posterior surface of the shaft of the radius, and it was extensor pollicis brevis, which is inserted. It arises from the shaft of the radius, and it is inserted on the insertion of the extensor pollicis brevis, which is on the base of the proximal phalanx of the thumb. So this is the insertion of the extensor pollicis brevis. It is inserted on the base of the proximal phalanx of the thumb, while the abductor pollicis longus, which is inserted on the base of the first metacarpal on the lateral aspect, and extensor pollicis brevis, which is inserted on the base of the proximal phalanx on the posterior aspect. The extensor pollicis longus, it arises from the posterior surface of the ulna. Extensor pollicis longus, which is arises from the posterior surface of the ulna. This is the extensor pollicis longus. This is the extensor pollicis longus, and this tendon here you can see, this is the extensor pollicis longus, and this extensor pollicis longus, which is name given longus, so it arises from the posterior surface of the shaft of the ulna, and it is inserted base of the distal phalanx of the thumb. So it is inserted on the base of the distal phalanx of the thumb. Here on the base of the distal phalanx of the thumb, it is the insertion of the extensor pollicis longus. And the last one is the extensor indicis. This one is the muscle. It is the extensor indicis. This extensor indicis, which is goes inside the index finger, this is the extensor indicis muscles. And this extensor indicis, which is coming from the posterior surface of the shaft of the ulna, and on the lower aspect of the shaft of the ulna, and it is inserted into the extensor expansion of the index finger. It is inserted into the extensor expansion of the index finger. So all these extensor muscles of the back of the forearm, which is innervated by the radial nerve, particularly the deep muscles of the back of the forearm, which is innervated by the deep branch of the radial nerve. It is also called the posterior interosseous nerve. Now again we will revise the muscles of the back of the forearm. This is a triangular muscle. It is called the anconeus, and the first compartment, the muscles which is on the back of the forearm, it is the abductor pollicis longus and extensor pollicis brevis. Second compartment, it contains the two muscles, the lateral one, and it is larger, a longer one. It is called the extensor carpi radialis longus and extensor carpi radialis brevis. It is into the second compartment. Third compartment, the muscle which is only one muscle, it is the extensor pollicis longus. Into the fourth compartment, extensor digitorum as well as extensor indicis. It is the into the fourth compartment. Fifth compartment, it is the extensor digiti minimi, and into the sixth compartment, extensor carpi ulnaris muscles. And deep muscles are the three muscles which is goes to the thumb: abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis, and extensor pollicis longus, and supinators, and as well as extensor indicis. These are the five muscles are called the deep muscle, is innervated by the posterior interosseous nerve. Remaining all are supplied by the radial nerve. So you have to always remember, radial nerve lies just under beneath to the brachioradialis muscles, and this radial nerve, it is the superficial branch, and deep branch which is goes pierced to the supinator. It is the deep branch of the radial nerve which is innervated to the all the muscles of the extensor compartment of the forearm. So this is about to the forearm, back of the forearm.